Joe, a team that we did have in our top 10 that we did not talk about yesterday was the Georgia Bulldogs going into the SEC, the reigning defending SEC champions. Joe, I think everybody wants to know one thing about Georgia.
What's that?
Can they not? I was going to say something mean and stupid, and I get.
Yeah, you're gonna don't make yourself an enemy.
What are they going to do? What are they going to do at quarterback? I know Ryan Puglisi is somebody that a lot of people have talked about, but Gunnar Stockton did take over after Carson Beck, and it didn't go the way that they wanted. I don't think quarterback was the main issue here. I think it was the offensive line and running the football. But when you look at Georgia going into 25, your thoughts?
They're probably one of the most gutted teams in the SEC. Malachi Starks, Jalen Walker, Michael Williams, Tate Ratledge, Dylan Fairchild, Smile Munden. That's just to name a few. Jared Wilson, who's their starting center. Either a reset at O-line is going to be positive for them, but at the same time, we all know, and you especially know, experience at offensive line is important. But I think they're
really for a big thing.
Yeah. We talked about the Gunnar Stockton, how he kind of feels like he is the pulse of this team going forward. Being from Georgia, he embodies, I think, that what Georgia Bulldogs want to be. But at the same time, I'm going to stir the pot a little bit. I really think that Ryan Puglisi is something. Man, I really think that Ryan Puglisi, who coming in, and when we talked about, there was a lot of freak out over Dylan Raiola making that decision not to go to Georgia and to go to Nebraska and flip late. There is a real shot here that they still ended up with a premier guy. I think that Puglisi, and why Georgia didn't show really any care or worry about losing Raiola, is because of how gifted
he
and
Jaden Rashada too. I mean,
well, he's gone now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, why does he leave? He's not leaving if he's going to really get a shot at this. You know, I mean, it looks like Puglisi had passed him up here.
Right. I mean, that's the biggest part. And I think that that's the biggest positive sign for if he could be in the mix for this starting job, because he passed up Rashada, who was another former 5-star premier guy.
Look, I'm going to keep it simple because we're in January here. I'm with you on quarterback. I still think that they're going to be fine there. Start either guy, if I'm being honest. They did not lose because of Gunnar Stockton. They lost because Gunnar Stockton was under immense pressure. He literally had no running game. And you're asking a guy to throw the football around. Well, that's not actually just completely his game. Not right now, it's not. Right? Like, it's not his overall strength. You got to be able to help him with learning the football and playing old Georgia style of football. That's not what he does. Joe, the O-line got physically abused. Literally got physically abused. I don't know how else to say what Notre Dame did to them. That's exactly what happened. You can't run the football on them without their best defensive lineman in the second half. That's a crying shame. So how do they look along their offensive front, I think, is a big question. They've had some shakeups there, and they're going to have more shakeups. Having Van Pran go to the pros and having a new center is a big deal. How does that shakeup occur? Defensively, I'm just going to be point blank and honest with you. I ain't ever worried about Kirby Smart defensively. I don't know where it's coming from, and we can talk about it. We're going to talk about it probably come March, probably come May, June, July, August. I ain't doing it. You gonna miss me on literally saying, "Oh, well, they're missing a lot." Joe, literally, did you watch the game yesterday with the Commanders and the Eagles? Literally. The entire defensive line is from the University of Georgia. By the way, that same Georgia line that left, Joe, this defensive line in front seven for Georgia was still really freaking good this year. I mean, like, they reload there. They're recruiting at a top 2 level every single year. Where do all of these dudes come from? Joe, let's go look at the last 2 classes. 5-star, 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 all in the defensive front seven. You're going to miss me on defensively, them not being there. The question ultimately becomes, can you get back to running the football? Can you be better on third down? And not turning the ball over will be the ultimate season for the University of Georgia.
I think the biggest positive thing, and we discussed this already, the thing I feel the most excited about is the reshaping of this receiver room. Noah Thomas is an underrated player, but I'm going to keep saying it. I think the biggest candidate for having an amazing season next year, we're going to do a show where we do breakout players. Zachariah Branch isn't really a breakout player. I'm probably not going to put him in there. But if we're talking about a dude who's going to go from, I think he had like 700 yards or something like that this past year. for somebody to go for 1,200 and 12 scores, that could totally be Zachariah Branch playing for this team.
Whew.
I mean, he's a spark plug, dude. I mean, Lincoln Riley failed to get the most out of him.
All right, well, he fails to get the. I'm going to throw this out there about Lincoln Riley.
Okay.
Lincoln Riley's career has fallen off a cliff ever since he posted that picture of him cooking brisket.
That was his mistake. I mean, he was better off in LA anyways, man. Brisket.
He was better off not letting the general public know that he cooked a dry ass brisket.
Yeah, that's just a bad vibe. Bad vibe. I can't trust a coach who can't figure out how to do that.
I mean, come on. It's on YouTube. You could
or have the self-awareness to post it too. Like to think that like this looks good.
That dude has no self-awareness whatsoever. Number 5 that I had written down here was wide receiver room. Joe, they led the SEC in drops, man.
Yeah, trustworthy guy. Noah Thomas is good hands. Zachariah Branch can be steady.
I'm just going to say this now. Noah Thomas is a freak. I don't give two Rudy Poos what any A&M fan's going to come in here and talk about. That dude is a flat-out freak of nature. They went out and did something really special at wide receiver. It's an underrated duo. You were right. But, man, do they have somebody that can get them the football consistently is going to be an ultimate question that everybody's going to have.
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
But if they don't lead the SEC in drops.
I mean, it's a low bar. It's a low bar.
I mean, bro. How different is the Notre Dame-Georgia game if Dylan Bell catches that football? Well, Blake, we wind up going down and scoring on that drive. Sounds good. It also took you 4 more minutes to do it. Could you have used 4 more minutes against Notre Dame to win that football game? There's a strong possibility